Hi guys, Brian from Boas here. Happy holidays everyone. For the holidays we're counting down the 12 days of Boa Mass, where I show you 12 of my favorite locality boas over the 12 days of Boa Mass. And today brings us to the penultimate day in the countdown, day 11. And day 11 brings a really cool true red-tail boa that you really don't see all that much. This is a Venezuelan true red-tail boa, boa constrictor. And so these animals are quite a bit different from other types of redtails like the Peruvian and the Suriname. In general, they're a smaller size. This is a animal that's about 4.5 years old. So she's about 4.5 feet. Typically they get anywhere from about 4 to about 6 feet or so. So quite a bit smaller than most Surinames and Peruvians. They have a beautiful color. You can see they have this beautiful golden hue to them with a lot of orangey and golden yellow tones in there. The shape of the saddles is non-peaked and they typically have this bow tie shaped saddle. What I've noticed a lot in my Venezuelan boas is that the saddles will have a little dot in the center of the background color. And interestingly, I've seen this also in my Paraguana Peninsula boas, which are not true redtails, but also from Venezuela. And just a really beautiful high contrast look. The tail is typically not as long or bright red as the Suriname, but beautiful nonetheless, just this beautiful rusty red color. The head shape is quite unique. So they have kind of a shorter overall head shape than the Suriname and Peruvian and most other true redtails. A little bit more looking like a Boa Imperator from Colombia, just a shorter head shape overall. But a really cool true red-tail boa from Venezuela. And I'm a really big fan of the boas from Venezuela, both the true red-tails and the Paraguana Peninsula boas, two of my favorite animals or type of locality boas in my collection. Personality-wise, they're not quite as squeezy as many of the other true red-tails. And I've also found that they're a little less high-strung as far as the husbandry. I've never had any issues with regurgitation or anything like that. Just a joy to handle, joy to look at, just a really beautiful animal. And these are really nice for someone who has Peruvian and Suriname redtails and is looking for something a little bit different in the true redtail family, or group I should say. They're not easy to find. This is actually a Rio Bravo bloodline, which is the main bloodline. And this animal was bred by my buddy Mike Lucchese back in 2017, and I was lucky to get this animal. I think she's probably about at least a year away from breeding. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. We'll just have to see how it goes. But like most redtails, these guys grow on the slower side and they might take 5 or 6 years to reach breeding size, particularly for a female, but I'm not in any real hurry. And this particular animal has this beautiful teardrop shape marking right under her eye. I'm not sure if that comes out for the camera, but just a really gorgeous looking animal. And she just has this beautiful glow to her. I haven't seen this golden glow in my other types of redtails. Even the Peruvians, which are more yellow in general, they don't have this same kind of glow that these Venezuelan true redtails have. So definitely a favorite. I have one more female from the same litter produced by Mike Lucchese in 2017. So this is a full sibling to the female I just showed you. And I saw this animal shortly after she was born, and she just really stood out as something special. She just has this super clean look to her. Her dorsal surface is pretty much mark-free. Just no background marks. The saddles just really stand out nicely. And when she was first born, she almost looked like she was made of plastic. Like it was a fake boa. It was so clean overall. And I was lucky to acquire this animal. I thought maybe there was some kind of morph thing going on, like a jungle type of thing. I've seen other pictures of other Suriname or other Venezuelan true redtails online that have a similar appearance, so it might just be a different look. But it'll be interesting to see what her babies look like, if I should be fortunate to reproduce this animal. Just a gorgeous animal. You can see the tight bow tie shaped saddles. Some of them have this dot in the center like my other Venezuelans. And great animal. This female, she was a little bit smaller at birth than the other female I showed you. I think she's maybe a few inches shorter. These animals are now both about 4.5 years old. But we'll see how long it takes her to get to full size. Just a great animal to work with. They also, these Venezuelans, have kind of prominent eyes. They kind of bulge out a bit. And they have this really cute kind of, they don't have as long of a snout as other true red tails, so they have this kind of cute appearance to their faces. Just a really cute looking animal, the Venezuelan true red tail boa. Both of those female Venezuelan true red tails I just showed you are from the Rio Bravo bloodline, but I'm really lucky to have another bloodline of Venezuelan true red tails, and this is the Tamatama Venezuela bloodline established by Terry Cullen. And so the founder animals for this bloodline were collected in the small village of Tamatama, or Tamatama, which is in southern Venezuela at the confluences of the Rio Orinoco and Rio Casaquare. Although the exact locality of origin of the Rio Bravo bloodline Venezuelan true red tails is unknown, it's likely they were collected in southern Venezuela in the same general area as these Tamatama animals. And so this animal is a 2014 baby, so she's going on 8 years old, and she's pretty much full size. I'd say she's about 5.5 feet or so. So I expect my other females to get about this same size. So this animal, interestingly, shows that little light dot in some of her saddles, as my other Venezuelan boas, including my Paraguana Peninsula boas, sometimes show. And you can see also that kind of stumpy head, the short head characteristic of true red tails from Venezuela. And so this female I'm hoping to breed this year. I actually attempted to breed her last year. It wasn't successful, unfortunately, my first time around. But hopefully this year will be different, because it would be really great to have a litter of these beautiful Venezuelan true red tail boas. So we'll just have to see what happens coming this summer. But that's the Venezuelan true red tail for the second to last day of Boas. Really cool true red tail locality that you don't really see all that often, and that definitely deserves, you know, more people to get into this, breeding this particular locality. I hope you enjoyed this look at these Venezuelan true red tails. Shoot me any questions you may have. Thanks for watching, and happy Boas.